welcome back. It's Cape Rugby TV time, where we talk about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Nice to have you along. And of course, for those of you that thought the Club Rugby season had quietened down, well, it's Club Rugby fever time at the moment as we now head towards the big showcase for Club Rugby, where everybody gets together, and that's of course the SCORE Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. So we'll talk more about that during the course of the show. Of course, there have been a couple of derby matches where we'll talk in the Paarl region. We'll bring that into the picture as well. And of course, don't forget, you can win yourself a case of SCORE Immune Booster. That comes up a little bit later in the show. In studio with me, welcome back, Jerome Parvater. Jerome, nice to have you here.
Yeah, good to be back. And yeah, it's almost December and we're still talking rugby, which is good.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it amazing? Alistair Tace. Alistair, nice to have you back.
Yeah, nice to be back, JP.
Is that the vibe? Is that the vibe? We keep talking rugby. I mean, it is really that situation now that rugby, I mean, we keep saying this, Jerome, but Alistair, that rugby doesn't have an end season. Especially considering, if we go back to the days, it used to be winter rugby, then you had Currie Cup, and then there was a change where we had winter rugby, and eventually Stormers ended up migrating into like the holidays.
Yeah, look, it's a 12-month sport now. Your seasons become longer, your off-seasons become shorter, pre-seasons become shorter because your season has become longer. You know, you got 15s, you got 7s, you got various tournaments that's been played within the year. So all on sport.
All right, so Jerome, how do you split that? I mean, Alice is just saying you've got basically 3 seasons or 3 parts to the season: off season, pre-season, during season. As those are the 3 we got categorized now. How do you define those 3?
Yeah, look, what Alistair is saying is so true, because like your off season actually becomes shorter because you have to give your guys a break.
Yeah.
When like a month ago the guys were playing club finals, and so you have to give your guys a bit of a break. So then it's December, then there's December holidays, then they go on a break again, like a short break.
Yeah.
And then early January they start again. It's like the sevens now. I mean, some of the clubs have a longer break, some of the clubs didn't have that longer break. But it's also good because at the end of the day, everybody wants to play rugby. A rugby player, though, you can ask Alistair, don't like to run on the field without a rugby ball. So that's basically helped. Without them knowing, they're playing sevens and they're running and they're doing stuff. As long as there's a rugby ball, they're happy.
And that's exactly what it's all about, is being able to continue play rugby. I mean, Alistair, you probably will relate to what I'm saying here, is that for sport to be able to keep giving back, for sports clubs to be integral to communities, it's important to give your participants, whatever sport code you do, an opportunity to stay active.
Yeah, I think staying active and staying connected to the community is important.
Yeah.
You know, and you grind within that community, you create new friendships. The friendships stay connected, and it's all year round.
This is an old expression that says a player in sport is a player out of court. There's an old expression that says that. So Jerome, it's also equally important that you find ways to keep your club active. You don't close the doors and then come back 4 months later where there's mothballs and you've got to dust down, because you've got to also show sponsors and partners that you are open for business. Because the minute you close, your sponsors or potential local business sponsors are saying, well, you've got no activity. We need to see that you're staying busy.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, some clubs, even now, because of the sevens, some of them train Saturday mornings because they don't normally now get all the guys because it's busy at work, all the guys during the week. So they plan and train on Saturdays, and then after training Saturdays, they have a boerewors braai, and they have a social, and people come to the club. And like you say, is that the club is open, the clubhouses, there's movement, so no one can come and steal the electric cables or whatever they normally do. There's people at the club all the time.
I tell you, all right, folks, this past weekend, it was, of course, the final of the promotion league, where it was going to be C. Who was the 3rd team to go up into Super League C? It was, of course, Wastonia and Caledonian Roses that had to go battle it out at City Park. And we managed to get you just a couple of highlights from behind the scenes. Here's our first section. halftime, of course, Caledonian Roses leading there against Wastonia. Jerome, we're going to talk to you about some of the technical aspects and what you saw there in a second. We're a little bit pushed for time now, but all in all, nice to see the guys playing. I mean, main thing.
Yeah, it's good. And I mean, you can see both teams quite positive play there. They try to play the ball and good.
Yeah. All right, folks, we're just running a little bit tight on time, so we're going to come back after the break and we'll take a look and discuss the Caledonian Roses Wastonia game and what it means for them. Well, when we announce it, at least what it means for them to go up to Super League C and some of the activities from the day. Be back after the break. Don't go away.